Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm playing Path of Exile 2 again. I initially wasn't going to play this league because the changes that they specified in the patch notes leading up to the league just made me feel like, nah, F this. This is going to be a massive slog fest. It's going to double down on all the things I hate about the game already, and it's going to take away the parts of the game that I have really enjoyed. I could see that from the patch notes, and I just was not at all interested. But fortunately for me, the backlash from the community has been rather severe this time. People were not happy with the decisions that were made, and they're not interested in having to play a game that takes forever to do anything in. And the developers are actually listening. They're responding. They're making big changes. If you missed my last video talking about the changes coming up changes coming up that already happened and some of the ones that are happening this weekend, that actually gets me kind of excited about playing the game again. I tried right before those patches came out to play, and honestly, there were certain circumstances where I got one shot by small packs of white mobs just from the things that they were doing in the first act, and I was just like, nah, this ain't it, I'm done. Then the new nerfs to the monster, I don't say the nerfs to the monsters, but just the changes to the monsters came out, and I came back and tried it again, and it feels a lot better. I also I'm sure this is just my imagination, but I also kind of feel like the base movement speed might have been boosted a little bit. I feel like I'm moving, like physically moving through the maps a bit faster than we used to. That's probably in my imagination. It's just kind of how it feels right now. It just feels better, but maybe it's just my optimism for the game is coming back a little bit now, and it just doesn't feel as weighed down as it did when it felt like the sky was kind of falling down. So, you know, I'm pretty happy that certain things are changing. Oh, there's a checkpoint over here. Why is there a checkpoint over here? What is this checkpoint for? I'm happy with the changes in the direction that they're, you know, starting to move the game. Oh, okay, cool. I'm happy with the changes in the direction that they're starting to move the game to be more in line with, you know, just kind of what we all want out of the game. None of us really wants to feel like we're, you know, running through the game and just... We don't want to feel like we're running through the game with weights attached to our legs. We want to feel like we're, you know, reasonably progressing through the game. I made another video talking about the difference between, you know, meaningful combat versus meaningful progression. And, you know, I think a lot of people, like, whether you consciously agree with that or not, I think pretty much everybody agrees with the idea that, yes, we want meaningful combat, but it has to be paired with meaningful progression. And, you know, you can't really have both at the same time. If you want it to slow down and focus on a fight, that means we're not progressing anymore. We're focused on a fight, and it's going to take time to finish that fight. And then when we're done with that fight, then we move on. But while we're doing that fight, there's no progression happening there. So there really can't just be constant, meaningful combat. There has to be, you know, some grindy, easy killing mobs, and, you know, all of this stuff that we're doing right here, where you run in, you slash some stuff, they die pretty much instantly, and you move on. That's progression. And then, you know, you get to a boss fight, and then there's mechanics that happen that you have to overcome, and that's the meaningful combat. And I really feel like if they stick to that formula, that's really going to be the thing that makes everybody happy. Meaningful boss fights, and everything else is just kind of, you know, it's what you got to do to get to the boss fights. I think that's really the way that is going to make everybody happy. So I'm not going to be doing any, I don't foresee myself doing any gameplay videos until we get, because there's nothing new. There's no new content in the campaign. The Huntress is kind of cool. I'm doing a bleed build right now. I'm actually enjoying this one way better than the lightning build that I was doing before. I tried Rax's Twister build or whatever. It felt too clunky to me. This bleed build is really nice because, at least for now, I'm able to just kind of put down 2 of these explosive spears, and they pretty much take out entire packs of mobs. And if I don't feel like doing that, I can just run in with my rake that has Stomping Ground and Stomping Ground and Lacerate on. I don't know. The build has me putting Lacerate on it. I don't know that necessarily makes sense to me because the thing automatically just does bleed, but whatever. I'm following the build. I generally don't question builds if they're, because it's a max roll build that has been like the official build that they're putting out there right now. So I'm assuming that there's a reason for it until somebody tells me otherwise. But yeah, Rake is actually starting to become much more powerful than my dual explosive spear thing. But anyways, yeah, I'm not really trying to do a build guide here. I just wanted to take a moment and talk about, you know, things are starting to move in the right direction, it seems. The latest set of updates that they're doing, especially the fact that they're finally fixing the whole charm belt slot issue where you can actually put more charms on and start mitigating some more of the things that some of us hate. Like, if they're going to make it to where, you know, stuns and freezes and stuff like that are going to be more prevalent, then yes, at the very least they need to make it so that we can equip more charms to make ourselves immune from that stuff, so that I have a method of getting around that instead of having to only be able to pick one. Like, I'm glad that they decided to go that route. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to grind through the campaign with this character. Hopefully, the changes that they're making don't make it super boring, and I give up on it because I just don't feel like spending the time slogging through the campaign. I'm really hoping that the changes that they're making are going to bring the campaign back to the way it felt in 0.1, and that the changes, the nerfs and stuff that they're doing, they readjust those things to get them to where the end-game campaign, you know, Cruel and the maps and all that stuff just don't. I agree. I really do feel like, you know, you get to the Cruel act and it just starts to feel like it's running away. The power creep is running away, and you know, I don't know. I mean, I'm a big fan of screen clears. I'm really a big fan of screen clears. I like classes and builds that allow you to just completely wipe out the screen. I like that. That's the way I like it to be. But I know not everybody's into that, so I can live with them making it different. Let me roll. Oh my God! I'm trying to roll around him and it won't let me roll. Okay. So I'm also that right there. I think that's a no-no. I'm sorry. There should never be... I don't think there's enough of a telegraph for that. I didn't even get a chance to roll out of the way. See what I'm saying? I don't like one-shot. I don't like one-shot abilities in the first place, but if you're going to do a one-shot, it needs to be massively easy to dodge out of the way from. It needs to be you're just completely not paying attention, and that's why you got screwed. And there should never be a situation where the monster is stunning you and then follows that up with a one-shot. Because if you're not given a chance to even try to dodge out of the way, then it's not fun, is it? I gotta focus on this right now. I didn't mean to display a boss fight. It's not what I was really trying to go for. Let me roll out of the way. They need to fix the rolling thing so that if you roll towards him, it just rolls onto the other side of him. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of having to... I don't like finicky control mechanics like that where, you know, you have to roll to the side. Let me dodge around, like, to the side of him, to the right behind him. That's what I'm trying to get to. That's what I want. Anyways, sorry, I didn't mean... I'm really not trying to turn this into a gameplay video. I just keep trying to get to the thing, and then more stuff happens. I'm more positive about the direction of the game now that I've seen that A, they're willing to listen, B, their vision is... The vision that, you know, some of them have is not being accepted by a large portion of the player base, which is really nice. That I was already unhappy with the direction that they were going from the beginning, and they seem to be finally starting to turn the ship around on that. So I don't know, I'm kind of looking forward. I have a little bit more hope for the future of the game. I'm enjoying this particular build now, finally, that I found one that's pretty decent. Ooh, I actually get to take... Oh, am I not high enough level? I gotta be... Oh, I'm one level down. All right, I'll get that later. But anyways, yeah. When I get to maps, I might start making videos again. I don't want to do videos grinding through the campaign. I don't think, because there's nothing new in the campaign to do. So this doesn't make much sense to me to do that. Anyways, thanks for watching. Be sure to click the like button, subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers. Join as a member for early access to videos, among other perks, where you can just leave YouTube's version of a tip with that thanks button. I also have PayPal and Patreon links in the description if you prefer to go that route, because some people do like to go outside of YouTube for that. So again, thanks for watching. Be sure to come back for other videos that will be coming out daily, and I'll see you then.